The Where's My 40 Acres podcast is recorded in front of a ratchet studio audience.
Wow. Wow, that seems hard.
Not really. It's construction.
I bet you're really good with your drill.
Excuse me?
So if you had the chance to get out of here and go home alone or go home with somebody here, what would you decide?
Look, my friend sent me over here just so we could get some time with your girl. Do you have any other friends?
Okay.
No.
Someone said Lawrence Hive is having a secret meeting on Xbox Live.
Who?
That was a tweet. Somebody said that.
Said, what'd they say?
Lawrence Hive is having a secret meeting on Xbox Live.
Oh, that makes sense. In the same basement too. They doing a local LAN connection for sure. They're having a LAN party. They're not even at remote areas. They're all in some mother's basement up in Jersey, on a LAN connection for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
That
brought
was
their own
crazy.
Xboxes. Okay, yo, what is up? Y'all are listening to the Insecure Review from the Where's My 40 Acres crew. It is your host, Phenom Black, and your host, Ms. Music Lover. And we're tuning in from Where's My 40acres.com, podcast and black ass ratchet network of all types of greatness that you can listen to throughout the week. But now let's go ahead and talk about Insecure before we actually jump into what happened this week. And there are three main people we need to focus on: Issa, Molly, and Lawrence, which Lawrence includes Tasha. So
yeah.
We'll get to those in a second. But first, I just wanted to point out some things. One, the title of episode 3 for season 2 Insecure is Hella Open. And for a quick description, Issa is hella horny, Lawrence is hella whack, Molly is hella woke, and Tasha got hella curved. That kind of is pretty much what happened. This episode was directed by Marta Cunningham. It was written by Dana Lynn North. And for the songs that were included in it throughout the episode, this season's fucking playlist has been really good.
Fire. And
Really
and
good.
she's been whoever has been updating it on Spotify.
Oh, I heard they keep it fresh. But
Yes, I love it.
the songs for this episode were in this order too. They were played throughout the show in this order. TT the Artist opened up the episode with Real Bitch Problems. Jadina's Trampoline, Miss Eve's Hump Day, The Dog Pound, Let's Play House, Kyle Doubted, Kyle Deeper, Buddy Alight, Jacquees's BED, and Rico Nasty Poppin' were the songs for this episode. So don't ask me what songs we're playing. You're listening to this. Go back and play this again. Or you can look at the link that I put in the chat for an actual article showing what songs. Okay. We could go with Issa first because it starts with Issa. We could talk about Molly first because Molly is after Issa. But we're not. We're going to jump right into this fucking Lawrence and Tasha shit first. Yeah. Because this has been the most mind-boggling conundrum of conversations and discussions I have ever fucking seen. The same people who were championing Issa cheating last season are now mad at Tasha for calling Lawrence a fuck nigga. Like, what is going on right now? What is happening to you real world people?
So before we go into the rant, we have to explain what happened.
Well, no, I'm gonna play that shit. I'm gonna refresh some minds because I don't know how y'all be watching this 27-minute show, but I need y'all to put a bit more effort into remembering what happens episode by episode and then putting it all together like it's supposed to be watched. Like, if you can't remember what happened last week, it's cool. HBO gives you time all day Sunday to watch last week's episode before you watch this week's episode, so you at least can put some shit together and stop just saying ridiculous shit that don't make no fucking sense based off of this one scene and not as a collaborative whole. Yes, I'm saying that shit. I know it's supposed to be a review, but I seriously have had some weird fucking conversations today about Tasha. Like, there's a huge group of people who are with me. Like, I don't know what's going on. And then there are other people who just feel the need to act like she is a fucking, like she is guilty. She's a guilty party in this mess. And in the mess of Lawrence, in the mess of Issa. Okay. When really, in my opinion, Tasha ain't nothing but collateral damage. She is a victim. But, you know, it is what it is. So, in case y'all forgot, here's your fuck boy last week. Okay.
Look, what happened with me and Issa shouldn't have.
Uh-huh.
It was a mistake, and, you know, you don't deserve that.
I mean, hey, it's whatever. I mean, it's your ex, so it happens. We never said we was exclusive anyway.
Well, you know, either way, it's over.
I got some food going on the stove, so I need to go back inside.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That is a broke nigga apology. That is a, I'm sorry. I came all the way over here because I kind of like you a lot. I fucked up. I apologize. You don't deserve that. And listen, Tasha just said, it's whatever. She knows what's going on. She knows that he is a hurt, broken nigga right now. That's her assumption anyway. What she don't know is what we fucking know. Watching this show, Lawrence is not a hurt, broken nigga anymore. Lawrence is on the come up, and Lawrence is realizing that he don't want to be tied down for shit. And we get more of that in this episode, which ends up leading to what happens at the end of this fucking episode with that fucking phone call. That's the real bitch. No, that's the last poppin' drink. That happens. So let me pull that clip up so we can listen to that phone call. Now, y'all just heard this nigga broke dick dog whimpering.
Okay, and then if someone in your circle wants to join, you get a notification that goes, woo, woo.
Oh my God, I love it.
Mind you, this nigga still talking about his
y'all
app.
wanna check out the patio downstairs?
This nigga been talking about his app for 2 years.
Wait, right now?
Yeah. No? What's happening?
Hello?
Lawrence, what happened?
Hey, is that rules? What up, rules?
Yo, hang on for a sec.
Rude. Her ghetto ass cousins, dog.
Hey, sorry, I'm still at this work thing. I mean, actually, it's more like a work drinks thing. I guess I just had one too many and I didn't want to get a DUI, you know?
If you didn't want to come, you should have just told me that.
Nah, it's not that. Well, honestly, I'm just not looking to get into anything serious. You know, I just got out of a relationship and...
Wait, hold on. Are you for real right now?
What?
My whole family was here and you just ghosted. Do you know how embarrassing that was?
Yeah, all right, I'm sorry. I know how much you wanted me to be there.
Nigga, no, you're not.
Like you give a fuck about what I want.
Yo, Tasha.
You don't think I knew what this was? I knew it wasn't nothing serious. But see, you fronted like it was.
Yup.
Apologizing for shit you wasn't even sorry for.
Yup.
No, I was sorry.
No, you won't.
You a fuck nigga.
Yo, come on.
No, you is.
You know what? You worse than a fuck nigga. You a fuck nigga who thinks he's a good dude.
Click. I said this shit last week. And the fact that fucking Tasha said it in this episode is just fucking soul children, yo. I swear to God. Like, I don't know how Issa wrote this shit so perfectly, but that's exactly what the fuck Lawrence is. He is a fuck nigga who thinks he's a good dude. And he is 100% in pure fuck nigga mode right now.
I mean, even if you look after all of that, you know, he walked away unbothered.
Completely unfucking bothered, dog. He did not have a wink of fucking sorry or hurt in his fucking face when she hung up that phone. And what kills me is he was already out last episode. When he told her and she told him he needed to go and he left, that was his out. He didn't need to come back. It was over. But he came back because he don't like feeling like a bad dude when he do bad dude shit. So he gave that old meaningless fake ass fucking apology to get back in with her. And he want his cake and eat it too, right? He don't really want to sit and talk to her and have a fucking conversation because he ain't into her like that. He into that pussy, but he not into her. Then she invited him to the cookout. He acting all fucking weird when he gets to the cookout. Mind you, it was a hood ass cookout.
It was a girl twerking with a flute.
Where that fucking flute twerking shit was so good. I cried.
No, I like dude the one that called him Rules. Like
oh, that's what he called. That's why he called him Rules.
He called him Rules, yeah.
Oh, you one of them old scared to break the rule ass niggas. That's why he called him. Oh, his nickname is Rules from now on. I didn't even get it. That was beautiful.
That's why he was saying Rules.
Is that Rules? Rules. That nigga wasn't even there. He already had a nickname. That's how real Tasha family is. But this whole conversation about Tasha being guilty for this shit, like it's actually, and this niggas writing some of this stuff. Can we not listen to some of these niggas' opinions that's blaming her for being a deer in the fucking headlights? Too. I know, but when niggas write it, that should make women not want to listen to them, shame her even more.
But it for me, it's worse for the women because, like, I could see, and with Tasha, I've been through what she's done before. But the difference between me and the difference between Tasha was I was dumb enough to let that shit ride for a long time. I was with somebody that just got out of a relationship and, same thing, gave mixed signals, acted as if they wanted a relationship. You met them. And at the end of the day, that's not what he wanted. And all he had to do was say that. Now, it was certain things that, I probably could have, picked up on and was like, oh, okay, well, this is what he really meant, and he's not saying it. But that's not my responsibility.
That's not your fucking job to read his fucking behavior and emotions.
If you are saying this to me, then that is what I am going by. I shouldn't have to assume anything. And I ended up dragging that shit on for years, whereas Tasha cut that shit out
instantly,
quick, fast, and in a hurry. And that is what he was supposed to do. Yeah, she at the first, when he bootleg admitted, like, oh, I slept with, my ex, da 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 da, and she said what she said. And even if she gave him that second chance, whatever, the fact of that he still fucked up, and he fucked up royally with that. Like he literally went ghost on her. Like you come there, you act like you want to be there, and then you lie and say that, oh, I got something for work, and then you leave and you don't show up, and I'm calling you all fucking night long. First and then being worried at one point, and you giving me all these lies, you're ignoring my phone calls, and then you want to act like you just this. This stand-up dude or whatever, because then I want to be like, well, I don't want nothing serious, da da da. She called him out exactly how he was, and especially to say, you are somebody who thinks that you're a good dude, but you really a fuck nigga.
Yo.
So I don't understand what's all this. Oh, Tasha's a dumb one. No, she's not.
Because she's a dumb one because, one, people watching the show with an omniscient viewpoint, okay? Y'all see more shit than she sees. The second thing is people watching the show going, oh, you should have immediately did some shit that people don't never do, and they're not looking at it from her perspective. They looking at it from either their own personal fucking perspective, or they already have Lawrence classed as this type of nigga because they have more background information on him. Looking at it taking it from Tasha's perspective. Put yourself in her fucking shoes, okay? You got a dude that just broke up in a relationship and showed interest in you, and you had interest in him, despite whether he was with Issa or not, right? And despite whether you knew he had a girlfriend or not before, this nigga was broke dick dogging around, limp face looking, no encouragement, and every day he looked like a sour fucking patch kid, and you had to cheer him up. He got cheered up. He ended up coming through, showing interest in you, dicking you down. All right, now you've been feeling him. You know he's a good dude because you can see you know that he supposedly is a good dude. You see good dude potential in him. All right. And I feel like Tasha has dated a certain type of dude before, and Lawrence might have been a step in a different direction for her. All right. So let's
And
just.
I think she alluded to that too in an episode.
Yeah. So you dating this motherfucker, right? And y'all ain't cool. He is only coming to see you on the weekends, but he do work during the week, and y'all just started doing this shit. Y'all only been locking it down really for like 2 months. 2 months ain't shit. All right. So she giving him a little, she know he's still trying to find an apartment. He's still trying to get himself together. She's being patient with him. Some black women do with black men all the fucking time. So don't act like y'all ain't never seen this shit before or never felt that fucking way about a black dude. You give your brothers time and patience. You give your friends time and patience. You give your dick time and patience. Don't act like you don't do that shit. You do it all the fucking time. I know, because I was in the locker room with these niggas when they was talking about how stupid people was for giving them time and fucking patience when they was running around slinging their dick all over the goddamn planet like a Wonder Woman lasso, having all these fucking chicks telling the truth through their box. It was ridiculous. So she's doing what people with empathy and understanding and compassion do.
And she likes him.
Right. He's telling her what she wants to hear because he
knows she likes him like that.
Exactly. And it's good pussy. Let's be real. It's good pussy. He just ain't into her. All right. So he cheats on her. And I say cheats because they weren't maybe in a legit relationship, but she kind of had committed signals from him. She did. All right. He was coming over there, sleeping at her spot. They was going out eating together. They pretty much was kind of exclusively doing stuff. It just wasn't, I guess, quote unquote, fucking official or whatever. So he fucks his ex. And he been lingering on that for a minute. Because if you remember in the past episode, he was like, why don't you, she was like, well, I still got to close up loose ends with my girl. You know, I still got to go get stuff like mail and shit like that. And Tasha hit him with the, like, very, very unemotional. Instead of saying, nigga, handle your fucking business and move on, she said compassionately, hey, just go over there and do that shit. You know, you got to do what you got to do. Go ahead and do it. I support you. All right? Mm-hmm. So Lawrence does it, goes, fucks his girl, comes back. And I feel like he was looking for an out from her when he did this. He told her that he did it. All right. The way he did it was very, man, I got to tell you something. So he told her that he did it. And she instantly was like, you know what?
To his advantage.
Right. You know what? You need to leave. But he felt like shit. And maybe Chad got to him. I don't know. But he felt bad. So he went back up in her space, and she had feelings for this man. Y'all, she has constantly had feelings for this man. He goes back up in her space. She didn't call him back. She didn't hit him up. He came back to her. Only go on what you seen. Don't go on shit you ain't seen. What we seen is none of her contacting him and him showing up at her place when she trying to take out the trash. So she come outside. He do his old sad ass dog dance. And she invites him back in because she feels sorry for him and she sees potential and she actually likes him and she wants to support him.
She's giving him another chance. Like that's something that we've all done. If this is somebody that you really like, because yes, we all know she's liked him for a long time, and we know out of the two, she likes him more than he likes her. You know, in those regards of feelings. So yes, that is what anybody would do. You like this guy, you know, he fucks up. He comes to you. You don't, you know, you're not chasing after him. He comes to you and he says, I'm sorry. You know, you feel like it's a sincere apology and you giving him a second chance. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I mean, yeah, you know, me now, I probably would be like, oh, you know, after he said fuck the ex, I would be MIA so fast. But that's just me, and that's just me present day.
But that's you now.
That's me presently. That's me now. But you know, when I saw that though, I totally get it. I totally understand where her mindset was, and it's still nothing wrong with that. To me, I could see if this was dragged out months, you know, on months and years on end, where he's doing this fuck shit over and over, and she still keeps taking him back. Then that's the question. But this initial, we'll try and work this again. Nothing was wrong with that. So even in the end, when he fucks up even more, because she told him consistently when she brought it up about the cookout, he didn't have to go.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't force him. She didn't cry. She didn't make this big stink about relationship. She brought it up. if you wanted to go, he could have said no, and she could have still kept watching How to Get Away with Murder unbothered. But he decided to say yes. So, of course, you know what I'm saying, that I'm going by your word. You're supposed to be a man of your word. I'm going by that. And then when you show up, and all of a sudden now it's all these people, all her family, now you uncomfortable, blah, 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 and then you lie. And then she did exactly what she's supposed to do. Call his fucking ass out and hang the phone up.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand why people are so angry with her when she has done nothing wrong at all in any of this. From even when Lawrence was, with Issa, she wasn't fucking him then. She wasn't cheating on him. She was just being a nice person. Yeah, she was attracted to him. That's life. There's plenty of people like that. But she didn't do anything disrespectful to their relationship. Issa and Lawrence fucked up their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Not her. So I don't know why all of this of Tasha is like, oh.
I mean, I know what it is. And we might lose some listeners. I know what it is. Y'all see yourselves in Tasha. And that shit hurting your fucking eyes. That shit hurting your heart. It's killing your brain cells. Like to see yourself like acting like that all over again. Remembering all of that silly shit, or the shit that you claimed was silly you did when you was giving niggas second chances, and you or the person you was with, you was being compassionate, and you was trying to be understanding and supportive, and you felt stupid after that shit didn't work out. So now you see her and you pushing all of that. It's like transference. You sending all of that shit on to her. And you treating her like she just being stupid. She should know better. Girl, you should have got out. You just wish somebody had been there to tell you that shit. And the funny part is somebody probably was there telling you that shit, but you won't gonna listen because you was in love.
You wasn't listening. You was not listening at all. And like I said, again, I could see if this thing was dragged on for years on end. But I mean, literally, it hadn't been that long. He fucked up once. She gave him a second chance. Fast forward, he fucked up big time, and she cut that shit off.
She even cut the conversation. If you listen to the actual conversation, a real conversation like that would have went on much longer, because to every response that he said when she was like, you ain't got you ain't got to come up with that. And he was like, when she called him a fuck nigga, or when he tried to explain why he didn't show up because I can't, just the fuck nigga mentality of it, yo. He lied to her and told her he had to go to a work thing, which was a party. And he was staying there because it was a party and he didn't want to be where she was. And he knew she was worried about him. But he didn't care because he was at a party, and he don't give a fuck because he fucking selfish. He only think about himself. So then when he gets on the phone with her, he starts doing that, oh, I need to be honest with you, routine shit, where now he's telling her, well, actually, it was a party at my job, and actually I've been here drinking with my coworkers all day because I don't want to be hanging around you and your fucking family that you told me about. And oh, I'm gonna hit you with this bullshit excuse of I might be a little too tipsy to drive. And he won't tipsy at all in that scene. All right, he bullshitting. He's still lying while being fake fucking honest. Lying. Like he think if he be honest, if he's honest with her, he's a good dude. And what I like is that she didn't ask him questions like, well, why didn't you come back earlier? Or why didn't you say that's what you wanted to do? Or why didn't you invite me? She cut out all of that middle conversation bullshit, that fluff where you try to like weed out to kind of still make him seem like a good dude. She cut straight to the fucking chase. You a fuck nigga. And when he hit her back like, oh, Tasha, come on, why you treat me like that, baby? You know I ain't no fuck nigga. And when he said that, she could have gave him 20 examples of why he was a fuck nigga. But she didn't do that. She summed it up in one additional fucking sentence. And she said, you worse than a fuck nigga. You a fuck nigga that think you a good dude. Boom. That ended that conversation. So all of that middle talk that people be doing, all that fluff shit that y'all be doing on the phone, she cut all that shit out. And I thought that's what was beautiful about it. She didn't let him try to explain his fucking self. She called him what he was. When he tried to act like he wasn't, she broke it down even further and gave that nigga levels of why he was what he was without getting all emotional about it. And yes, she was teary-eyed because that shit hurt. Because she gave that nigga a second chance and he fucked her over intentionally. He was never being fucking honest with her. Y'all knew that last season when you was talking about the way it ended with him busting her out. So I don't understand why all of a sudden now it's weird to have some type of compassion for her or even feel the fucking need to blame her for ending up in this predicament. Like, you can blame anybody for ending up in a predicament, nigga. You wouldn't have got in a car accident if you hadn't been on the road that day. Like, you wouldn't have got raped, young woman, if you hadn't had clothes on that day outside in public and shit. Like, you can say that shit about anything. If there's any situation like that, you can blame the prey as well as the predator if you just feel the need to fucking do that. But in this situation, she trusted a man at his word, because them was his words, and it wasn't her fucking job to figure out if his words was honest or not. He's supposed to be fucking honest with her, and he wasn't being honest with her because he was being a fuck nigga. Plain and simple. It was. Fuck nigga.
Plain and simple.
Fuck
and he
nigga.
was enjoying being a fuck nigga. He was liking that. He liked the fact that, like, he could go in there on the weekends because he knew, and he was taking advantage of that girl because he knew and at the end of the day, my thing is, like, if you see yourself in Tasha as far as for, you know, you being her and stuff like that, I mean, every person has gone through that. You're not the first. You're not going to be the last.
Nope.
As long as you learned from it and moved on, that was the point of you going through with it. Now, if you still dealing with, you know, people like that on a consistent basis, that's your damn fault. But she nipped that in the bud. And my thing is, Tasha was so much better than that. The fact that, you know, she was supportive, even before they even, you know, hooked up, after they, you know, Lawrence and Issa broke up, not before, like how they want to claim like it was. The fact that she was supportive, that, you know what I'm saying, that she pretty much, you know, liked him and showed him that she cared about him. And those are the type of qualities that you would want in a woman. But he too fucked up. That he does not deserve anybody like that. So I'm glad she nipped it in the bud, because people like Tasha, you don't want them being, you know, at the end of the day, like, oh, you know, this dude messed me up, so I'm going to be like this, like scarred or what have you not. You want them to nip people in the bud like Lawrence, so they can find somebody that'll appreciate them for what they are. Because Tasha, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, that's a good woman. From what we've seen, but she's a good woman. Lawrence needs to find himself, whether it be fucking all these girls or what have you not. That's what he just needs to do. He does not need to be lying to people, saying one thing, saying like, oh, you know, yeah, I like you, or I want to, you know, see where things go. And in fact, you do not want any of that. All you want to do is just have sex and talk to females. And if that's what you want, you need to be honest with that, instead of leading people on.
Fuck nigga.
I just was like, but I mean, the women, I mean, it was like, what, bitch?
Yeah, it's been driving me crazy. It's been driving me crazy.
Issa. What does that got to do with Tasha?
I've been team Tasha since last season, because I saw a good girl trying to find a good dude, and she ended up finding a fuck nigga. And that's just how it is. And he was coming from a fucked up relationship, from two people that just did not need to be in a relationship with each other anymore. And we got a little bit more information about how they rushed into they fucking relationship too fast in this episode. If you caught that. So they was doing immature shit regardless. But Team Tasha, shout out to Dominique Perry. She played the fuck out of this role, and I hope this isn't her last time guest starring on this series. Like, because
I want to see more of Tasha. Like, I really do like her. Like, you know, it's people like her that you really do appreciate, because, you know, at the end of the day, they are like, they got your back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's a little hood, but I like that about her. Like,
I like that. She's down to earth. She cool.
I don't like that she's trying to be something she's not. She's being true to herself. And she'll be true to you. And you want her to end up with somebody who will appreciate her for the goodness that she is. Because she does, you know, she will be one of those people who care for you and will take care of you and will always have your back, and that support system that y'all fuck niggas always act like y'all don't get from no damn woman.
Wow. Like, okay, we did enough. We did fucking 27 minutes on Team Tasha. Like, y'all gonna stop. Don't come at me victim blaming her. Like, I ain't about it. I'm not with it. I don't know what everybody's trying to get. I think it's crazy. I think that we need to focus on the two people that was doing fucked up shit that are still continuing, it seems, to do silly or fucked up shit.
Ruining other people's lives with they fuckness.
Carrying it on over, fucking residual fuck shit. But, all right, yo, we'll go ahead and we'll finish out Lawrence's whole thing that happened this episode with him. So first we had the fucking work scene where they have a dude named Colin who be chewing chips in your ear. I don't experience that. That was so gross. Yeah, I don't experience that type of shit in my job. Don't chew no fucking chips in my ear, please. And call them chirps.
First of all, Yes, don't be in my ear. Don't even be around. Don't be around me, especially around my damn computer with your greasy fingers, eating chips and shit, smacking all in my motherfucking ear.
Nah.
No, you take that shit someplace else.
Carry it on, sir. Carry it on, Chirps McGee. I ain't about that shit. But they tell him about some shit called Startup Saturdays, which I think is an amazing idea. Some very Googlish Silicon Valley shit, because we definitely don't do that at my job. He tells them, I promised someone I'd pick up some chairs. That's how you know he don't want to be in a relationship. He sums up that family cookout to, I'm gonna bring over the chairs. And I instantly thought he was gonna end up fucking the blonde chick, because she was really into trying to get him to come to Startup Saturdays.
She was drooling over the fact of, oh, you gotta come.
You gotta come. You gotta come. Get it? Come. You gotta come. Okay. So then we cut to the scene, and you know, these are signs of the times, but we're watching this again with omniscient view. Remember that you're an omnipresent viewing audience, my nigga. You're not Tasha in that bed, okay? Tasha is watching fucking Shark Tank, all right, because she missed the episode. Matter of fact, she was watching, thank God, it's Thursday, Shonda Thursdays. That's what she was watching. She's going to get her viola on. But while they were talking, she's telling this story about why she's telling this story about how her cousin or whatever, Eric, asked her cousin or whatever, Shanice, if she was going to make the potato salad. And of course, Lawrence ain't listening. He's like, wait, who is Shanice? And she's like, nigga, do I need to get you some flashcards? Like, you not paying attention to shit I say? Cause he not. Cause he don't give a fuck. But I do have a question. Why Shanice not making a potato salad? And why the fuck is Eric on her back about it? Cause you know that nigga not making a potato salad. Them the questions I need answers to. Why didn't we meet Eric and Shanice? And did the potato salad make it or not? You can't just be leaving shit open-ended like that. Did y'all get y'all potato salad? What's good? Can't have a cookout without the potato salad.
But then, you know, everybody can't make potato salad, so
sound like Aunt Shanice can know if everybody asking if she doing it or not. And she's saying, y'all gonna leave me the fuck alone about this goddamn potato salad. She sound like one of them, y'all gonna leave me alone about the goddamn potato salad. That's what you gonna do. Why? I don't watch Shark Tank. Do you watch Shark Tank?
Yes.
You do. So you got this line in, because I did not know who the fuck Tasha was talking about when she.
So you know the guy that she was talking about.
It's the black dude.
Yeah, you know he's the one. He was one of the ones who started out FUBU.
Okay. So then she says,
he's the only black person on the show.
I looked at the casting. It's like 7 judges, and he is the only black one. And they said, Tasha said, I wish they let him be on. They keep replacing him with that old Peter Pan looking ass white lady. And I was like, who is she talking about? And she is talking about somebody named Corcoran. It's a woman on the show, white woman with shortcut hair, looks like Peter Pan.
She's a real estate agent, apparently. She brokers all these real estate deals, but she be the worthless one out of all of them. Because, you know, half of the time, you know, people are not talking about anything.
Corcoran. Her name is Barbara Corcoran.
Yeah, they're not talking about anything related to real estate or home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she be on there and she always saying, I'm out. Like, it is worthless. The latest ones that I've kind of caught, I haven't seen her on this. I don't think she's on the show anymore. I think they replaced her with, I think, this lady who, I don't know if she's part of QVC or she does, you know, more of those infomercial type stuff. So, I mean, which would be a better fit because a lot of this stuff that, you know, people trying to sell are infomercial-like. But, yeah, that lady was worthless. So I agree with Tasha.
It goes how it goes. She seems like I agree with Tasha too, even though I don't watch the show. So Lawrence at the fucking cookout, and we talked about a couple of this. But first of all, only hood cookouts have niggas who have play uncles, because them the niggas from around the neighborhood and shit that you invited to everything, or didn't invite and they just showed up. That's your play uncle. When Lawrence got asked to hook up the stereo system, we talked about this, where he got his nickname Rules from. Old boy said, old boy with the rest in peace, all 80 you niggas in airbrush designery shirt on, with that fucking braid mohawk on top of his head, that braid hawk on top of his head, talking about something. Oh, you one of them rule following ass niggas, huh? Nigga, hand me the cable. Lawrence was not ready to push Mimi. He and Tasha were not far enough in their relationship for him to wheel Mimi on over to the table. You know, when Tasha was like, Mimi is here, could you help her out of the van? He didn't know who Mimi was. He don't be listening to her talk.
That was one other thing. You act like you know, this whole, oh, we're not serious. You kissing her on the mouth in front of family members twice.
Nigga. But then with some of the saddest, ooh, baby, you're here. Oh, baby, you gotta leave. Pecs I've ever seen. They weren't real. Like them shits. She was authentic. He was not. Them pecs was not authentic.
You still did the motion of kissing her on the full mouth.
Yeah.
Wasn't, no, even like a kiss on the cheek or on the forehead, on the mouth.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Don't be lying.
No, you're right.
Lawrence.
Now, what kills me about Lawrence is I know he a fuck nigga for real. Because anybody who is not a fuck nigga, as soon as they saw that cousin playing the same two notes on that fucking flute twerking, they would have stayed for the whole cookout. The whole fucking nigga, they have not. Mimi just arrived, nigga, and already these motherfuckers are acting up with actual live instruments. I'm staying. You ain't never been to a hood function with a flute, nigga. I was waiting for her to play Mask Off. I was like, she better play Mask Off.
Oh my God.
Over the song.
That would have been lit.
They had Dog Pound playing in the background and she on the flute talking about some tweet, 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 tweet.
Oh my God.
Got the rhythm of some loose booty over there on that flute. That shit was, I was screaming.
He looks so taken back after this.
You are supposed to ask her where she learned to play so good at. That's the next question. Can I get you a beer, girl? Where did you learn? Did you study flute at Juilliard? Should have been your next question, because she is twerking with a fucking flute playing 1.5 note. That shit was fire. All right.
Oh Lord, yeah, I was here for it.
Can we say that Colin Chirps McGee has had sex with a few too many women at his workplace? Because I think he fucked the server too. I know he fucked the brown
one
hair
that was
girl.
giving the eyes to Lawrence.
Yes, I think he fucked her too, because when old boy asked for a white Russian with almond milk, which is just she gave him this nigga, I hate your dick face look before she turned and looked at Lawrence. So Chirps was the old Lawrence. Lawrence better be careful. He could be the new Chirps. He looked like a nigga that'll chew chips in your ear though. Lawrence do. He just
that was so corny. I was like,
bitch. Chips in your ear. All right, so that's their story. Poor Tasha. Team Tasha, my nigga. All right, so let's jump to Molly. So I like this episode for Molly because Molly has reneged on seeing her therapist. She said that she's currently looking for some new titties. You know, Issa.
Yes, new brown titties. I cracked up hard when she said that.
It's pretty of brown titties. It's plenty of brown titties in the sea. Which Molly responded, "There's plenty of dicks in the sea too, but I don't see you holding one." I added that extra part. So Molly's situation in this episode, and I don't know why little I can't think of what that comedian's name is, Lil Ray or whatever his name is, was in this episode. I think it's because they all did that Jay-Z video.
Who is in the video?
So
you talking about?
Let me see. Jay-Z just released a video for a song with
you talking about Moonlight?
Moonlight, right? With Issa's in it, Gerard Carmichael is in it. The dude that was on the Skype call talking about he was going to the beach.
Yeah, the dude from Get Out.
Right, but he's on a Carmichael show too. His name is he's a comedian. Okay. He plays Gerard's brother on the show. His name is Little Ray? Yeah, Little Ray Howery. He's a comedian. He got some stand-ups on Netflix. He was on that call, but he's also in the Moonlight joint with them. Is Luke James also in the Moonlight video? Because he was in this episode.
No, It's Sterling. The Moonlight video just had, because remember it was Friends, so it's just three. Yeah, 3 guys. So yeah, it was just the guy from Carmichael who was playing Ross, the guy from Get Out who was playing Chandler, and then what is his name? Lakeith
Stanfield.
Okay. Yeah, he was playing Joey.
Gotcha. Okay, so they just had some name you might know, faces you might recognize, niggas this episode. They had Luke James, Sterling K. Brown, Lil Ray.
Who's Sterling K. Brown?
Sterling K. Brown is the dude from This Is Us. The black dude from This Is Us. That was the one that Molly was on the date with.
Oh, see, I've never seen This Is Us.
You need to go watch This Is Us. Girl, you got to catch up. This Is Us is classic television.
Wait, is that the one? Is Reggie on?
Reggie?
Is he?
Who is Reggie?
From Survivor's Remorse?
No, not that I'm aware of. But old boy from Atlanta.
Oh no,
was
This
in an
Is Us
episode.
is I'm thinking something different. This Is Us is the one everybody keeps talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
The amazing show about where the adopted black kid into the white family, and Sterling K is the adopted black kid as an adult.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen this.
He be making black people cry every episode on white people television. It's amazing. Man can act his ass off. But and we hope that he'll be our Jon Stewart in a DC Green Lantern film. Cause fuck Tyrese. All right, so
gross.
Molly is dealing with this. Okay, I don't know how to explain this shit. Like Deidre might have better words for it. Molly is dealing with this conundrum of people make you feel like you need a man to do shit. And you start seeing people with they men, and they men do quote unquote manly shit, like carry stuff for you, open doors for you, take you to get cupcakes and hold your waist, shit like that, right? And that's the type of shit you miss when you don't have a man. So you start to do things that you don't necessarily need to do to get the fulfillment for certain things that you can get, that you would get with a man around. And I think the two comparisons, that the two things that link for that are her going to pick up that damn IKEA shelf and her feeling like she needed to carry it by herself down the steps because she don't need no man, like she all good by herself. But then at the end of the episode, she got two IKEA dudes over her apartment putting that shit together while she sits, drinks wine, and watches them after realizing that she don't want to be on nobody's checklist and she don't have to strive to be what she thinks people think she should be. And you don't need a man to get shit done for you that maybe a man is better suited to do, or maybe you just don't give a fuck trying to do because you don't want to put no 25C in the 7A slot. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I get, so even with the whole IKEA thing, that is me, and I don't even think so much about, oh, I'm independent, I can do this shit. It's sometimes you're so used of doing things by yourself. And I mean, I've had plenty of issues, plenty of conversations with people that I've dated where, it's so second nature for you because you're doing things all the time. And I mean, I can, attest to that. Like, you're always getting your groceries. You're always pulling boxes in the house. I mean, because you don't have anybody else there. So who else is going to do it? So it's not even just this whole, thing of, oh, I can just do it by myself. I'm a superwoman. It's just, there's nobody else to do it. So I have to do it myself. And I'm so used to doing it myself, it's not even a thought. So, with the IKEA thing, yeah, she probably was just like, oh, well, no, it's fine. I can just go ahead and do it myself. When in actuality, it is, especially if you are seeking to have somebody, the companionship with somebody, it does feel a little like you do feel a little slighted when you do see somebody, like a couple and a man's doing something for a woman, because I mean, deep down, those are things you want too, but it's just, you're just so used to being by yourself. It's kind of hard
to snap out of it.
To even ask for help. Because I mean, I do that a lot too. I'd be like, no, it's okay. I do it at work. Like those big 5-gallon water jugs for the water cooler. I get those things myself. I always can just call somebody, be like, can you get some water things for me? But it's just easier. It's just quicker for me to go grab it, lift it, and put it in the water.
Well, for her, that shit was not easier or quicker to carry that big ass box down in her Audi. And I still have no idea how the fuck they fit that box in her Audi. But that's another mystery for another fucking day.
No, now that was, she probably, she had help, but she probably think, oh, I can just go ahead and do it myself.
And she struggled all the way down them steps.
And she struggled, and she could have got the help. But again, I I've done that too.
I feel you, but I think she took this shit kind of offensive because the white dude assumed that the black dude was with her and was gonna help her carry it, right? And she immediately looked at him and was like, "Oh, I'm not with him. I got this. I got this. I got this." And that's how I got this. And she didn't have it. She struggled. She could have killed herself walking down them damn steps. She didn't, but she didn't have it. And it just felt like she took offense to him even. Because now, why did that ain't my man? Like I can do this by myself type shit. And I think by the end of the episode, it was like, why am I overburdening myself just because I might not have man checked off on my list? Fuck that shit.
I see both ways because I mean I can see how she said, oh well, no, he's not with me because of the assumption, but it's still the fact of I'm still used to just getting this box by myself, regardless of who's behind me. And I mean, I'll just struggle because I've struggled before putting stuff in the car. So, I mean, I can see both ways in it. I don't,
I'm here to tell you to stop struggling, ma'am, and ask for that damn help. Get that man with the dolly. It's his job to help you.
Trust me. I've gotten, even when I've been in relationships, I've still done things by myself.
I feel you, but just stop doing it now. Just go ahead and live a life of luxury and relaxation.
And used to doing it. I mean, even with the bookshelf, like even when I was seeing, I was like, shit, I put my damn bookshelf together myself too. But
I did, but that shit annoying. I did too, but that shit annoying. If I could hire somebody to do it, I would.
But she realized, if she can just make things a little easier for herself, and stop. Like I said, I don't think it's so much just being like, oh, I'm Superwoman. It's just. You just automatically do things just by yourself because that's what you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
So once you realize you don't have to be like that, I think that's where that kind of came in.
Yeah.
But I did want to talk about Molly and her. I guess the guy you said this in, what is it? This Is It, Us, or whatever.
Well, yeah. Before we jump to them, I just wanted to say, I don't know why her mama is having issues remembering her vows and why she don't want to wear her glasses around her husband. I guess they doing a remarriage ceremony or something. I don't know, but that phone call was interesting. But so go ahead. So Sterling K's character, the dude that she met at the club.
Yeah, so she met this guy at the club, and the guy, seems very genuine, wants to get to know her, take her out on an actual date. And, they end up going to brunch. And, it sounds like, he has all the, I guess, quote unquote, things that, she's looking for in a potential mate. He wasn't pushy, trying to, get her to have sex or nothing like that. He seemed successful, didn't have children. And she still wasn't feeling him.
She was feeling him. I think it was something that was off though. And I think it's because she finally met her. She finally met her match, right? And I don't mean her match is in, they are compatible. Her match is in, this is somebody who is dating and thinking like you. And that shit turned her off. She felt like a check on his list. And she's been doing that to niggas for a season and some change now. And I think it was seeing Dro or whatever at the fucking cupcake store where she was kind of like, that nigga didn't have his shit together at all. And now he, all booed up and happy and shit. And I can't get booed up and happy. And I stay trying to organize to get my shit together. Maybe I need to just chill and let some shit happen organically. But I damn sure don't want to jump into some old stiff ass list driven situation with this nigga. Like, I just don't. I don't feel like that's gonna work either way.
I think it was more along the lines of she just, she thought she was ready for a relationship, but I think now, especially her going to therapy and getting to know herself and the things that are going on with her, that she doesn't need to be in one right now.
Yeah.
Because, that was like a pressing thing for her at one point. So, even with that day, that's why I said so much that it wasn't, I don't think she was feeling him just because of the fact that she wasn't ready, because that was really what she wanted, quote unquote, checklist wise, but she's just not ready, period. I think she just realize that she does have some growing that she needs to do.
Well,
and sometimes again, you need to be by yourself.
It's the experience of it too, though. Like, he wanted to skip over the whole experience of it. Like, first of all, Molly has brothers. I didn't know she had brothers. Second,
me neither.
He asked her straight up, do you ever wish you could fast forward to the part where you're married and settled and life is all figured out? And that was the part that clicked it for her. It was like, that's kind of like skipping all the good shit though, right? Like, that's like part of the learning process is having fun doing it. But if we get to a point where we don't have to deal with that and we already perfectly married and perfectly settled and life is figured out and there are no worries, well, you might have missed the fun of it all. And that, I think at that point it was like, damn, this ain't what I want. And when she got on the phone with Issa, and Issa was like, well, he kind of sound like you. She's like, damn, I was out here like that. And Issa was like, yeah.
Yeah, keyword was. I think that's why I was saying she's not like that anymore. Because she was like that in the beginning. Yeah. Season 1, that's what she was doing. But I think once she realized and once she started going to therapy, she's not like that anymore.
Well, she didn't even want to listen to therapy. I mean, she don't even want to go back to the woman.
She didn't want to go back to that lady, but she's not opposed to not going back to therapy. And I think that's the key thing of all of that, too. Because if you don't want to do therapy and you think you know everything, you're not going to nobody, period.
Right.
But that lady was, and she had a valid point. Like, that lady was I mean, everybody that you go to therapy, because, I've gone to a therapist. Just because you go to one, that might not be your fit. But as long as you know that I still need to go to therapy, but I need to try somebody else out that might be a better fit for me. That's what you want.
I'm not saying that she doesn't. Molly had, like, and Twan had talked about that in our first review. Molly has a hard time, like, opening up and admitting, and that woman was her 4th therapist, so she'd actually be looking for her 5th now. In however long a period of time she's been trying to find a therapist. So I think if that woman in any way is the results of what happened this episode are from her, that's who she needs to go back to. Because she wasn't getting these results before. She was going to them other therapists and she was still doing the same checklist shit and not finding nothing and confused about why nothing was working out for her. And with this woman,
and she might have to go to another therapist to realize that. I just know her not excluding not to go, period, is a good thing.
No, that's a good thing.
She wants to work on herself. So, I mean, maybe she has to go to another one to realize, like, well, no, I've seen better results with this last lady. If that's the process she's going to have to go through, I'd rather have her go through that process than her not go to one, period, and try to figure things out on her own. Because that's not going to go well for her. But I just like that she's still open regardless to going to somebody, I think that's still a good thing.
Yeah. So I think her whole journey is straight. I also think she's gonna end up doing some shit with Dro at this kiss and grind next week from the trailer, but from the preview. But we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure why they were dancing.
So Dro, and I guess Dro is the guy that is dating what they call it. I guess I was trying to figure out their relationship. Were they like college friends or just friends from?
I guess college friends because Issa knew who he was too. So yeah. I'm guessing they was college friends or whatever. But all right. So we got like 10 minutes left. All right. So let's jump to Issa. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump to Issa. All right. So Issa started off the episode with New Edition, New Johnny Gill, Luke James, and she could not stop being tickled by his fingers for whatever fucking reason.
I was like, his fingers look fine, but
it wasn't. I don't think they looked at anything. I just think she felt awkward being touched by somebody else. Period.
It's nerves, yeah.
Yeah, it was nerves, and he told her laugh was sexy, so she kept laughing awkwardly, and it stopped being sexy after the second laugh. And then she was like, maybe we could do this another time. He was like, I don't really know, because this was kind of a short shot. I mean, if it ain't happening now, then it probably ain't gonna happen again later.
I got my shirt off.
Right. I got my good beard grease in my face. Like, this is, I curled my hair for this shit. Like, I was ready to go. And then she got lost trying to leave his fucking apartment. And I do give her, I agree with her. Where the fuck was his finger pointing? Because that shit was just pointing out into the abyss. I don't know what the fuck he was pointing at.
Oh Lord, that was funny.
Yeah,
Was funny.
that was ridiculous. So the next scene with her was her versus Frida, and I'm on Frida's side 220% with this situation with Mr. Gaines. That motherfucker is racist to Spanish people, especially when your after school program is full of, it's like has like 30 to 40 black kids in it, but the ratio of but your school, the population of Latinos in your school is 86%. 86%, and it's not like Frida asked the black kids who came in, one, do y'all kids even go to the school? And two, do you have any friends who are like amigos and amigas? You know, and her and Issa aren't seeing eye to eye with this, and Issa's like being real fucking petty and stupid over this shit. Like, that's something you need to bring up. Y'all want to make a change and make a difference for these kids, but you excluding another group of kids the same way black kids get excluded. Goddamn, girl, get out of your fucking head and pay attention to your damn job. I'm not sure Issa has ever liked her fucking job. It just don't feel like it, but that's the plan. And when they get back into the meeting with her boss, and her boss is congratulating her because Mr. Gaines is feeding her all good information, Issa's like, no, everything is going well. You know, I feel like I could do it all by myself, or we could do it together. And Frida is like, things happen without me all the time. You know, it's to say you making all these decisions without me. You acting like you doing all this without me, and you're not even taking my opinion into consideration in a really fucked up and kind of racist, racist situation. Okay, you want to say prejudice? Say prejudice. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. He doing some wrong shit to a race because of their race. Right? He
Absolutely.
Talking about building a wall and shit. You know he a fucking Trump publican. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Mr. Gaines problematic as shit. But we go from that to Issa's hoeing phase, and oh my God, she's bad. She's just bad at this.
You know,
bad at it.
Because she was painting her house, painting the wall that burned up from the party, and I think was she at the window initially, and she saw homeboy from the bottom floor. What was he doing? Just talk? I don't.
No. That's later. The hoeing shit. She left her apartment and saw the eviction note, the sound violation.
Oh yeah, shit. That's how she met him. Yeah.
Right. He was coming back from getting his mail, and he said some old real basic shit that didn't really mean nothing. And he said, "Oh yeah, cool party last night too." And she was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And she walked off, and the show proceeded as it proceeded. But she was at Molly's house trying to help Molly put that goddamn IKEA shelf together.
Yeah, and then she wanted to go out.
She was like, "Girl, let's go. Can you teach me how to hoe?" And Molly was like, "That's so disrespectful." And then she was like, "Yes," with her Sade shirt on. So they did that. And shout out to Issa's masturbation shirt, which was a Humpty shirt that said, "We'll make America hump again."
Yeah.
That shit was amazing. But
I like her low-key shirts for different little
that wreck shirt she had on before she went and got wrecked. Yeah, that was all perfect for the scene. So her and Molly decided to go to the club and hoe, whatever, you know. And Issa is literally wearing the same shit as other women in the club with her fucking fully camel colored leather
wrap up.
That was an
ugly ass outfit.
I don't know what that shit was. Them shoes didn't help. Her walk didn't help. And every dude she talked to, it was just so goddamn awkward, and they were not into her. The one dude that she was like, "I bet you're really good with your drill," and he was like, "Huh?" And he just walked off. Like,
said, "I'm in construction."
she told Molly, "I just want to be on my Halle Berry-ish. I just want to feel good." Quote Monster Ball shit. That's not a good reference. You want to get Billy Bobbed. I understand, but that's not a good reference. Molly does reveal in this conversation, because they were talking about how Issa was talking about how she feel like she missed that whole hoeing phase. And Molly was like, "Yeah, you and Lawrence did kind of boo up real quick. So both of y'all didn't have that experience of kind of being out here and playing the field."
Yep.
So that explains a lot about why their relationship went dry last season.
Just codependent, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. And her talking to Sterling K. Brown's friend at the bar, and this nigga asking her, "Do you have any other friends?" Granted,
and he said it with a straight face too.
You have any friends? You have any other friends? Okay, well if you mad, I ain't got to talk to you no more. Then peace, nigga.
All right, I'm gonna just sip through this drink and slide to the left, like.
This nigga walked into the club, sat down, and said, "I was gonna order the catfish basket."
Yeah.
Then when she was at the bar later, and Molly handed off her business card to Sterling K, walked back over to Issa and said, "Girl, how you doing over here?" And Issa went, "I got these wings." This poor child can't win for Issa. Cannot fucking win for Issa. Now the whole batteries situation.
Listen, that was my life. I said, "Oh, I've done that," and I'm sure plenty of people who have these vibrators have done the same thing. That shit go out, especially when you need it at the most intimate time, the most savage time, and you be like, "I don't have any extra batteries. Fuck this. What has these same AAA batteries? I can switch this bitch out real quick." You get remote controls. You get whatever you could think, flashlights. The bitch went up and got the smoke detector battery. They didn't have no batteries, and then I haven't gone that extreme. But yeah, that quick little scene was funny because that's so true. And then finally, when I think she found the batteries and was about to get settled, and then she realized she had to go to work.
All I know is y'all all need to go to Amazon and get you one of them 48 pack of AA batteries for like $7. That you'll be fine.
Or you just get a Hitachi, just get a massager, and it plugs in.
You can do that too.
That works just as well. It actually works better than the vibrator, and
just know that
you don't have to worry about batteries.
Just know that your smoke detector battery won't go never fit in your vibrator, and neither was your fucking home phone battery. Okay. This motherfucker went to check the home phone battery. No, ma'am. Those are special batteries, ma'am. No. Not special time batteries. Just special batteries, ma'am. All right, so let's get to Eddie. Let's get to my nigga Eddie. Egghead Eddie is his name. That's what they call him. They calling him Baby May's face. Egghead Eddie.
He wasn't cute.
He's getting dragged all through Twitter at all Boston.
Is he?
Yes, he is. He, when they asked Eddie when they asked Eddie's mom when he's being born how she liked her babies, she said whole. She said fried and whole.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Because that's how Egghead Eddie came out. Now this let's just do this whole scene because this whole scene is phenomenal. These whole two scenes is phenomenal. This nigga Issa realizes that she needs to paint her wall. And you know what? She encouraged me to paint my house because if Issa can paint a fucking wall, I can paint a Picasso.
That bitch got knocked out from the fumes.
Hold on, we ain't got there yet. This negroid did not take the goddamn brush out of the packaging before she put it in the paint. She did all the other shit she's supposed to do. She put the tarp down. She put the paint in the container, got the right color, everything. She straight pulled the brush out the bag with the receipt still hanging from it and just dumped it in the paint and put it on her wall. And then realized that the plastic was still on the brush.
Yeah.
She goes to the sink to pull it off, gets the paint in the wall while talking to Molly. Molly is lying to her about the brunch that she had with Sterling K. She hit her with the that was some high pitched fakeness. And she did say when she was at the window, she saw Eddie. She said, "Okay, Eddie, I see you." I don't know what Eddie was doing that she saw, but she saw it.
He was just carrying like groceries to.
No, he was just sitting on the fucking bench near the pool on the phone. He won't do his shit.
Where did she? Oh no, yeah, she just saw him go to the house. That was later on. Yeah,
That was
he was
later.
just running his mouth. Yeah, he was just running his mouth by the pool. Like he wasn't doing nothing serious.
He was just chilling by the caution tape pool. He won't doing shit. Y'all ain't noticed all that caution tape around their damn apartment complex. This shit look like it's about to get condemned. Also, everybody had a noise violation sticker on their door. The whole shit turned up with Issa party. It seemed. She painted the whole wall, and she painted the whole wall, y'all. Got very excited about her accomplished work, and then realized that fire doesn't only touch the wall it's burning on, but heats up the ceiling above it and leaves a tar stain. Somehow she painted that whole goddamn wall and did not see that damn burn stain on the ceiling. And said to the burn spot, "You can't have my joy." I appreciate her enthusiastic attitude, but if she can paint a house, if she can paint a wall, I can paint a Sistine Chapel. That's just how I'm feeling right now.
Oh, okay, that's so lovely.
Mm-hmm. So like you said, she saw Eddie going to his apartment, carrying some stuff, and she decided to take her own phone charger.
Yes.
Over there.
She made sure, she was like, what can I do to make sure
I get in?
To make the, yeah. And, boom. Phone charger.
So she took her phone charger over there, told Eddie, I think you left it at my house. Eddie knew that his phone was charged over in the corner.
Yeah.
And but he saw the signs of the times, and he said, oh yeah, that's my charger. And then he proceeded not to invite her in. She had to ask him what music was playing to get up in there.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's Kyle. And then
you smoke weed?
Then he said, you smoke?
You smoke?
And then she said something awkward, and then yeah.
By the way, she didn't smoke, y'all. If you look at the scene later, he smoked alone. She didn't hit that shit because this nigga was so goddamn high that he could not get his wife beater off in real time.
No, remember he was taking, he's like, why you got so many buttons? And it was just a jeans.
It was one button on the jeans. It wasn't a bunch of buttons. Which is funny because she struggled buttoning up her shirt when leaving Luke James' house and told him she got that shit from the swap meet.
Yeah. And he looked like, what
the fuck that got to do with anything? But that nigga was so high, he was taking an hour to take off his wife beater, dog.
Oh gosh.
So then
first she tried to run up and kiss him, and they butted heads.
Oh my god. How did that even happen? Is it because his head is awkwardly shaped that she didn't know which direction to go in on?
Oh no.
His head was building
hammer
a wall.
Time. Like those hammerhead charts.
No, his head saw Dragon and was building a wall.
No. So no. Oh my god, he was not cute.
I love his conversations. This nigga, when they came back to the scene, this nigga was talking about Blake Lively was doing her thing on Gossip Girls and how he was on season 6 because Dominguez's library was missing season 5. And Issa was like, yeah, they're missing one. I mean, wow, is that the only white girl? Oh wait, they all white.
White.
And he was like, yup, they white.
Uh-huh.
These white people, it's good to see them doing their thing. That's what he said. These white people, it's good to see them doing their thing.
Oh Lord.
He been high as fuck watching Gossip Girl or Gilmore Girls or Gossip Girl or whatever.
One of them shows.
Long. Okay. And
one of them shows. Yeah.
Before Issa knocked heads with him, she went into her whole "Ho for it, go for it" rap, which was okay. It was very MC Hammer of her. That rap was for sure.
I love when she raps. It's so funny.
I do too, but she was really in on this one. And they get to commence into attempted fucking.
So I mean, I've had awkward sex moments, and
everybody does.
Yeah, so I mean, it was still funny, but it was still like, oh yeah, that's happened to me before. Like, not so much like the clothes can't come off, but like your head hitting the headboard and shit falling. That's happened to me before too. I'm like, okay, we gotta scoot up. Like something along those lines. But yeah, it was.
Well, just go ahead and put them legs up. Girl, just put them legs up. Go ahead and put them up. Put them up there. Get them up high. Throw your legs up high.
What did she say about her underwear? She said it's a tapered fit. It took her forever to take the underwear off.
I don't know. There's a lot of scenes of her underwear this episode. He got her up against the wall and asked her, excuse me, you mind if I titty fuck you?
Fuck you. She's like, I will have to respect this.
She said, I would like to respectfully decline. To which this nigga responded, well, thank you for being so respectful. He was high as shit. Okay, he was so goddamn high, dog. And it's funny if you listening to the lyrics of BED playing in the background, they perfectly match this scene. It's just about, I just want to fuck. Ain't no feelings between us. I just want to fuck and then get out of here. That's basically what the lyrics were. And they were like, if you turn the caption on, literally when they finally found their rhythm, those are the lyrics that you see come up on the screen. And it took him a while, but he found his rhythm, and she likes encouraging her men. I appreciate that. She's like, ooh, okay, Eddie, all right, you found your rhythm, Eddie, got your groove. I don't even care about your awkward head no more. I don't care if it's pointing me due north. I don't even care no more.
You said due north.
Like that show Due North. What happened to Due North? Yeah, so Eddie finds his bounce because he actually told her to bounce. And that's when they showed his socks bouncing up off the ground. And Issa gets hers. She gets what she's been searching for, that groove. And as she's leaving Eddie's place, Eddie don't give a fuck. Eddie's like, you can stay if you want to. And she's like, no, I'm good. He's like, okay, cool. And he curled up with the bed. That nigga won't even go lock the door behind her. He just gonna leave the door unlocked and everything.
He was like, oh, okay, goodbye.
And she left. And as she's walking back to her apartment, she gets a message from a nigga named Felix on Tinder. And it says, we should meet up. And she smiles like, I've moved on finally. That I needed that Eddie dick to move on. So there you go. I think that's it. Now, this would have been a 31-minute review if we hadn't spent 29 minutes on y'all need to stop fucking around with Tasha and let her live.
Leave Tasha alone.
Team fucking Tasha, nigga. Team motherfucking Tasha. I love how Issa asked her what 2 cupcakes she got in the middle of her fucking story, Molly's story on the phone, and broke up what Molly was talking about. And Molly hit her with that, motherfucker, I don't know. And then Issa continued with, was it chocolate chip and caramel salted or some shit like that? And Molly just said yes to shut her the fuck up so she could continue her story. That's how you got to do it with Issa.
Oh, boy.
And her pouring wine out that goddamn jug into them glasses. That big ass fucking penny jug that she had. Nigga.
Oh, Lord.
All right. So that's it, y'all. That is our Insecure Season 2, Episode 3 review. Where's my 40acres.com. This is one of the freemium reviews. If you'd like to hear our Game of Thrones review, you'll have to go ahead and sign up for Premium 40. It is $7.99 for the first month. If you don't like it, you can drop it. But if you love it, it's over 100 fucking episodes of extra ratchet shit, from us doing film reviews to us doing Game of Thrones reviews to DJ and I's most highly critically acclaimed beer connoisseury podcast for the real craft beer crew folks out there who drink hard and play hard. Y'all can go step your buds up and listen to us review these beers so you don't make the same mistakes we did. We reviewed over 150 beers at this point. So we're masters of that shit. Masters of craft. And other than that, where's my 40acres.com. Email is podcast at where'smy40acres.com. Voicemail is 443-832-3494. And we'll holler at y'all next week with a new episode, a new review of Insecure, and for premium folks, also in addition, a new review of Game of Thrones. And that's it. I'm done. Team Tasha, nigga. Peace.
Team Tasha.